This is the Unit 3, Level 2, two-variable substitution examples. So number 1, we have both equations set equal to y. If they're both set equal to y, then they're going to be equal to each other. So we can solve for x by saying x minus 4 equals 2x minus 8. To solve for x, we need to get our x's on the same side and our numbers on the other side. So I could subtract x from both sides. So I get my x's over on the right side, and I'm left with negative 4 equals x minus 8. I still need to isolate this x, so I'm going to add 8 to both sides, and I'm going to get x equals 4. Now I need an ordered pair. I have my x is 4. I need my y, x, y. All I have to do is substitute it back into either one of these equations. So I could try the first equation, y equals x minus 4. I know that x is 4, so 4 minus 4 is 0, and so my y is 0. Number 2, I have two equations. It's going to be just a little bit harder, but still not as, it's totally doable. I have one of my variables equal to something. I have an expression here. I can substitute this into this first equation. So I'm going to rewrite the first equation, minus 8x plus 2. I'm going to put what y equals, 3x plus 3. Remember, this is y, and all of that is going to equal to 12. So now we need to remember to distribute. I'm going to multiply this positive 2 times each thing in my parentheses. So I have negative 8x plus 6x plus 6. All of that equals to 12. Now my next step would be to combine like terms. I have a negative 8x and a positive 6x. So that's going to give me a negative 2x plus 6 equals 12. Subtract 6 from both sides, and I have negative 2x equals 6. To solve for x, I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2. My negative 2's cancel, and I have x equals negative 3. So that's my first variable in my ordered pair. I have a negative 3. Now I have to figure out what y equals. Well, we have y set right here. Y equals 3 times my x. We just discovered that our x is negative 3 plus 3. So 3 times negative 3, negative 9 plus 3, y equals negative 6. Number 3. I have two equations, and they both have x and y. So we're still going to do substitution, but what we need to do is we need to solve for one of my variables in one of these equations. Both of these have a coefficient of 1, so we can solve for either one of those. So if we want to solve for y, for example, we're going to solve for y. So I'm going to take the equation x plus y equals 1. That means I want my y by itself. So I'm going to subtract x from both sides, and I'm going to get y equals 1 minus x. Now I can substitute sub y into the second equation. So negative 3x minus 5 times my y. My y is 1 minus x. That is going to equal to negative 17. Now I'm down to one variable, and I can solve for x. Negative 3x. Remember, when you distribute, you need to multiply this negative 5 by each thing in your parentheses. Negative 5 times a positive 1 is a negative 5. Negative 5 times a negative x is a positive 5x. Combine like terms, I have negative 3x and a positive 5x, so it gives me 2x minus 5 equals negative 17. Add 5. Sorry, y'all couldn't see what I was doing. Let me move it up here. Now you can see everything that I was talking about. Add 5 to both sides, and I get 2x equals negative 12. Divide both sides by 2, and my x will equal to negative 6. There's my x. We can plug our x right into this equation and get our y by saying y is going to equal to 1 minus a negative 6. That is my x. 1 minus a negative number is going to be a plus. So y is going to equal to 7. Okay, can you see everything that I just did? Sorry about that. Hopefully this helps you to understand how we did these examples, and now you can work the problems on the back.